Okay, so just opened up a Champion by Busby. This is one of their Air Warriors line. Wasn't going to mod this one, but I eventually just figured, heck, it's only $7. Why not just cut it open if I mess it up? Parts for something else, and I can just replace it pretty easily. You can see up front here, there's a place where the dart tooth sticks out through the front of the shell, which isn't really great planning, but there's a big chunky orange plastic front barrel piece you pretty much have to break off because it's glued onto the front. So I just saw a little piece out the front, but after some test firing, it works okay. You can see in here, part of the dart tooth up front is kind of a two-part where it just kind of wedges in here. This piece kind of has a little interesting way it fits in. Takes a little bit of English to get out, but it worked okay to get out. The screws that hold in the front priming handle, or the top priming handle, are reversed from the screws for the rest of the blaster. So be careful. Like, don't do what I did. I opened it up and all this was facing downwards and kind of spilled out. I had to put it back in. The mag release is right here. Make sure this little ridge is on top if you open this up and that the spring's back in. See how it spells out like the number 4 in the shape of this kind of pyramid or half triangle, or triangle, excuse me. It has to be on top there, and this has to be facing this direction. It won't fit the other way. You see the trigger, a spring. There's the trigger catch back here. Make sure this bar, which you see it goes in through here, goes through the trigger when you put it back in. There is an air restrictor, and be careful. There's a very nice seal here, what they've done, and the air goes through pretty nicely. It's probably why it gets 80 feet per second without doing anything else to it. Very carefully saw out those 3 pieces, and yeah, it comes right out when you dump it. I'm going to leave that part in because there's not a whole lot of orange up here, and I want to keep it as sturdy as possible. I want to see how it shoots with just that left in. And I will be putting some silicone grease around the O-ring. And this is the stock spring. This is already pretty strong. I like to keep my guns running under 100 feet per second, but over 80 after mods if I can. And that makes it competitive and, you know, good for competitive competition without hurting anybody. And that's what I'll be doing next. So I'll be putting this back together and I'll show you the performance in the next video.